Listen, if I woke up tomorrow with absolutely nothing in my bank account, zero connections, and had to start from scratch in 2026, I wouldn't panic. In fact, I'd be excited. Because here's what most people don't understand. Starting with nothing is actually an advantage if you know what you're doing. And I'm going to show you exactly what I do, step by step, to build real wealth, starting from absolute zero. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there saying, that's easy for you to say. You've already made it. You don't know what it's like to be broke, to have bills piling up, to watch everyone else seem to figure it out while you're still stuck. And you know what? You're right to feel that way. The struggle is real. The anxiety about money is real. That knot in your stomach when you check your bank account, that's real too. I'm not going to stand here and pretend that starting with nothing is easy, or that you can manifest $1 million by Tuesday if you just think positive thoughts. That's nonsense. But here's what I am going to tell you. Your current financial situation is not your financial identity. It's just a result. And results can be changed when you understand what created them in the first place. See, most people are broke not because they don't work hard enough. Most people are broke because they've been programmed with the wrong paradigm about money. They've got ideas running around in their subconscious mind that are about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. So let me ask you something. What would you do right now, today, if you absolutely knew you could not fail? Take a second and really think about that. Most people can't even answer that question because they've never given themselves permission to dream that big. They've been conditioned to think small, to play it safe, to trade their time for money and hope there's something left over at the end of the month. But that's not wealth. That's survival. And you weren't put on this earth just to survive. Here's the core challenge that nobody's talking about. We've all been educated into earning a living, but we've never been educated into prosperity. Think about that. You went to school for years, and not once did anyone teach you how money actually works. Not once did anyone explain to you that your earning ability is directly connected to your awareness, to your paradigm, to the ideas you hold in your mind. Instead, they taught you to get good grades so you could get a good job, so you could make good money. But that entire system is designed to keep you dependent, to keep you trading hours for dollars until you're too old and tired to do anything else. Now, let me give you a framework that changed everything for me, and it's going to change everything for you too once you really get this. It's simple, but don't mistake simple for easy. Your results in life are determined by your actions. Your actions are determined by your feelings. Your feelings are determined by your thoughts, and your thoughts are determined by your paradigm. That's it. That's the whole game. Most people are trying to change their results by working harder, by taking more action, but they never stop to change the paradigm that's creating those actions in the first place. It's like trying to drive to a new destination with an old map. You can drive faster, you can get a better car, but if the map is wrong, you're still going to end up in the wrong place. So if I were starting with $0 in 2026, the very first thing I'd do wouldn't be to go looking for a job or a side hustle. The first thing I'd do is work on my paradigm. I'd spend every spare moment feeding my mind with the right information. I'd read books about wealth, about success, about people who started with nothing and built everything. I'd study them, not casually, but intensely. Because here's what happens. When you change what goes into your mind, you change your thinking. When you change your thinking, you change your feelings. When you change your feelings, you change your actions. And when you change your actions, you change your results. It's a direct line. But most people start at the wrong end. Now, you might be saying, but I need money now. I can't just sit around reading books. And you're right. So here's what I'd do simultaneously. I'd look around at what people need, and I'd figure out how to provide it. Not what I think they should need, but what they actually need right now. And here's the beautiful thing about 2026. You don't need a business degree or a big investment to start serving people. You need awareness and you need initiative. Let me give you some specifics. If I had $0 today, I'd start by offering a service. Not a product, a service. Why? Because services require almost no upfront investment. You've got skills right now that people will pay for. You just don't realize it because you've been conditioned to think your value is tied to a degree or a title. Can you write clearly? There are thousands of businesses right now that need content, emails, social media posts. Can you organize things? There are overwhelmed entrepreneurs who will pay you to manage their schedule, their inbox, their projects. Can you edit videos? Every single person trying to build a presence online needs that. Can you research? Can you make phone calls? Can you solve problems? Here's what I'd do. I'd go on any freelance platform, I'd set up a simple profile, and I'd start offering my services at a reasonable rate just to get momentum going. Not to undersell myself, but to get testimonials, to get experience, to get cash flow moving. Because here's a secret that wealthy people know. Money likes speed. The faster you can provide value and receive compensation, the faster you build momentum. And momentum is everything when you're starting from zero. But here's where most people mess this up. They make their first $100, their first $1,000, and they immediately spend it. They go out and buy things to make themselves feel better about the struggle. And listen, I get it. When you've been broke, that first bit of money feels like permission to treat yourself. But that's the poverty paradigm talking. That's the exact thinking that keeps people broke. If I made my first $1,000 starting from zero, I wouldn't spend a single penny of it on anything that doesn't help me make more money. Not one penny. I'd reinvest every dollar into my skills, into tools that help me serve more people, into my education. Now here's where it gets interesting. Once you've got some money coming in from services, you start looking for leverage. This is the key that separates people who stay stuck trading time for money from people who build real wealth. Leverage means you're getting results that are disproportionate to your effort. And in 2026, there's more leverage available to the average person than at any point in human history. You can reach millions of people with a camera and an internet connection. You can automate processes that used to take dozens of employees. You can learn skills in weeks that used to take years. So here's what I'd do next. I'd take some of that money I'm making from services and I'd start building assets. And no, I don't mean buying stocks or real estate right away, although that comes later. I mean creating things that work for you while you sleep. If you're writing for clients, start writing for yourself too. Build an audience. Share what you're learning. Document your journey from zero to something. People are fascinated by transformation. They want to see the behind the scenes. They want to know that it's possible. And here's the thing. You don't need to be an expert to share what you're learning. You just need to be a few steps ahead of someone else and willing to reach back and help them up. Now, let's talk about something nobody wants to hear, but everybody needs to understand. You're going to have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. If I'm starting from zero, I'm saying yes to opportunities that scare me. I'm reaching out to people who intimidate me. I'm putting myself in rooms where I'm the least successful person there, because that's where growth happens. Your comfort zone is beautiful. It's cozy. It's familiar. It's also a prison that's keeping you broke. Every single breakthrough in your life is going to require you to do something you've never done before, which means you're going to feel awkward, uncertain, maybe even a little terrified. Good. That feeling is growth knocking on your door. Here's another thing I do that costs absolutely nothing, but most people won't do it. I become obsessed with adding value to other people's lives without expecting anything in return immediately. I join communities where my ideal clients are hanging out, and I'd answer questions. I'd solve problems. I'd be genuinely helpful, not in a sleazy, self-promotional way, but in a genuine, I actually care about helping you way. Because here's what happens. When you consistently show up and add value, people notice. They remember you. And when they need the service you provide, guess who they're going to think of first? This is how you build a reputation. This is how you build trust. And trust is the currency of the new economy. Now, let's talk about something critical. Your associations. If I'm starting from zero, I'm immediately evaluating who I'm spending my time with. And I'm going to be ruthless about this. If you're surrounding yourself with people who complain, who make excuses, who tell you why things won't work, you're programming yourself for failure. It's not mean to distance yourself from negative people. It's survival. You become like the people you spend the most time with. That's not opinion. That's fact. So I'd find mentors. Even if I have to do it virtually, I'd join groups of people who are where I want to be. I'd pay for masterminds or courses if I have to, because the right association is worth more than any college degree. And here's something else. I'd set a goal that scares me. Not a wish, not a hope, but a definite major purpose. I'd write down exactly what I'm going to accomplish and by when. And I'd look at that goal every single day, multiple times a day. Because here's what most people don't understand. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you consistently hold an image in your mind of where you're going, your subconscious starts working to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It starts noticing opportunities you would have missed. It starts giving you ideas you wouldn't have had. It starts moving you toward that goal even when you're not consciously thinking about it. Now, before we wrap this up, I want you to do something right now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until you feel ready. Pick one thing from what I've shared and commit to doing it today. Maybe it's setting up that freelance profile. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who's where you want to be and asking them one question. Maybe it's spending 30 minutes reading something that challenges your current thinking about money. Just one thing. Because here's the truth. Information without implementation is just entertainment. You can watch every video, read every book, go to every seminar, but if you don't take action, nothing changes. And I know you didn't watch this far because you want things to stay the same. Also, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel so you never miss any of my videos. I'm putting out content regularly that's designed to shift your paradigm and help you build real wealth, and I don't want you to miss a single piece of it. Hit that subscribe button right now. Look, starting from zero in 2026 isn't a disadvantage. It's a clean slate. It's an opportunity to build something the right way, with the right foundation, with the right mindset. The people who are going to win in the next few years aren't the ones with the most money or the best connections right now. They're the ones who understand how to think differently, how to spot opportunities, how to add value, and how to keep moving forward even when it's hard. That's you. You're still here. You're still learning. You're still willing to grow. That means you're already ahead of 90% of people who gave up on themselves a long time ago. So go out there and start. Start messy. Start scared. Start with no idea how it's all going to work out. Just start. Because the universe rewards action, and your future self is counting on you to make a decision today that changes everything. Now get out there and build something remarkable.